Heaven's California.
Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video, and I can only apologise that I've been away over the weekend. I did explain Saturday I was out all day, didn't have a chance to record. Sunday I just wanted to chill and was basically too lazy to upload anything. You know, I said we're going to have a Team of the Year pack opening for the Training to Glory. Did it happen? It did happen. I opened all the packs. I just haven't got round to uploading the video yet. And regarding the Q&A, it's supposed to be on Sunday. Now it's turned into Q&A Monday, which doesn't quite have the same ring, but we'll have to make it work. But it's a Q&A. There's only one thing to do. First of all, thank you to everyone who did submit a question. And second of all, let's get into them questions. Okay then guys, so I'm going to start off with the questions on Sarah AH, or whatever you call it, Sarah If you don't know how to submit the questions, then you can either leave them in the comment section, you can tweet me them, you can Instagram me them, you can Snapchat me them, you can Sarah AH me them. I'll always put a Sarah AH about a week before I will do the video, so if you guys want to ask a question anonymously, then you can do so. I want to try and make these at least once a month, normally to the end of the month, so like what we're doing this week. So let's get in. First question says, are you heterosexual? Yes, I am. Next question, any good Netflix series you can recommend? Well, my good friend, I would possibly say, if I had the time, I would definitely qualify as a Netflixaholic or Netflix addict, because I love Netflix. There's so many series I have on my Netflix account, like I have about 60 things on my, I don't know, watch list or something, whatever you call it. You add them to your list. On my list, I've watched 5 things on Netflix over 5 months. No, over 7 months. Why have I not watched more? It's basically finding the time, guys. Like, you know, YouTube, even as a hobby, is pretty full on. You have quite a few, I mean, it's not just recording the videos, it's the editing them, it's the rendering, it's the video time rendering, it's the video time uploading, it's making the thumbnails, it's making the description, it's making the title, it's making the tags. You know, it's kind of like, well. But the Netflix series I have watched, I recommend. The first one I watched was a pretty petty, actually no, the first thing I watched was Stranger Things Season 1. Stranger Things, always a cracking series if you haven't watched it. It's not scary. It's a horror, but I'm not scared by it. Then I watched an old kind of kids TV program I used to watch. It was on Nickelodeon like years ago, like 2010, 2011, so I'd have been, what, 11, 12 when they came out, when we started watching them, so I was like, yeah, that's pretty chill. I probably would still be watching them right now. They're basically like American sitcoms, but with children in, and I love a good old sitcom, me. But that was pretty good. That was Victorious. Then I went on to watch, I believe it was 13 Reasons Why. Now, if you haven't watched 13 Reasons Why, then unless you're in an emotional position to do so, I wouldn't. And if you've been affected by the things that Hannah goes through, again, I wouldn't, because it can bring things up. But it is very eye-opening. I'm actually going to turn my TV off. Hold on a second. Because it's like glaring into my eyes and making my eyes go confused. So I'll also be doing that. Let me turn that off. There we go, TV's off. I've also then went on to watch a horror film called Don't Knock Twice. Like, I watch a lot of horror stuff, okay? I do watch a lot of horror stuff. I wouldn't say I'm a huge horror fan, but they normally have one of the best stories. And I like a good series with a story. You know, I don't just like all funny bits or all whatever. Like, I do like something with some sort of journey that characters go on. I then went and watched Stranger Things Season 2 when that came out. That was a really good series. Watched that in 2 days. Really good. Basically, over a weekend, sat in my bedroom, turned out the light, got a drink, and sat down and watched it for 2 hours, the 2 days straight, and got through it all. And then the most recent thing I've been watching is American Horror Story. I've got a couple of episodes left to watch. of season 6. I've watched season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of them has had 13 episodes. So that's over 60 episodes of horror I've watched. If I was to rank them, the first one was Murder House. Second one was The Asylum, or whatever it was. It's called something else. It's basically an asylum. The third one was the one about the witches. The fourth one was in the circus. The fifth one was the hotel. No, the fourth one is Freak Show, which is in a freak circus. The fifth one is the hotel. The sixth one now, I can't remember the name of it, but I would say that if you're going to watch a season of American Horror Story, not for the horror, but for the actual story, so just the American story, season 2 is a really, really good story. Like, it has a lot of gruesome things in it, but the story in it is absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't watched that, then I would go and recommend. Like, American Horror Story, again, there is no jump scares in American Horror Story. It's a bit creepy, and a lot of people get the old slit of the throat. But apart from that, it really isn't too bad. I mean, a lot of you will probably be sat there thinking, what the hell are you going on about? Like, it really isn't too bad. I mean, they all have a very good story and a purpose. And I like a show with a purpose. That's why I choose to watch that. Other series that I'm going to try and watch, I want to start Riverdale, I want to start Black Mirror. They're the next two I want to sort of try and get into. I mean, I've got stuff on Amazon I want to watch. I've got stuff online on other sources I want to watch. I've got daytime TV that I want to watch. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to watch, but there's a thing between, do I have it on a TV while I'm doing something on the laptop and not really get the full of it, but at least I can say, oh yeah, I've watched it. If I'm watching something, I can't just have something on in the background like it's usual TV, like I'd have Loose Women on the background, or I have This Morning on the background, because that isn't something I really need to take in. Like, I can glimpse up, take a few minutes watching that, and then go back to doing whatever I'm doing on the laptop, whether that's applying for jobs, whether that's on the phone, talking to the apprenticeship company, or whether it's creating a video for you guys with this camera. But yeah, if I was to recommend, obviously, what is it? Stranger Things and American Horror Story Season 2, out of all the seasons. You don't have to watch them in order or anything, because they're not actually related. Some of the actors are the same, but the stories aren't chained up. It's a completely different series. The story completely changes. It starts, it ends. A new one starts, it ends. It doesn't carry on through the seasons, so you wouldn't get confused. But American Horror Story Season 2, The Asylum, very, very good. Or is it no, Murder House is the first one. Murder House is very good as well, but I think the second one just about edges it for me. The next question then is, are you a supporter of Donald Trump? My mate Donald. Well, when Donald Trump was elected president, I sat there and I thought, I don't really care, because I'm not part of the USA. He's an arse, we all know. We also have a thing, basically, in our house, we all have BBC News alerts on, and mine goes first, then my mum's, then my dad's, then my brother's. We always check it, and we always seem to think, Donald Trump's been assassinated, Donald Trump's died. I don't think he'll die. I'd be surprised if he sees out 8 years like Barack Obama. I don't think he will. I think they'll automatically just vote for the other person standing for the other party, just because he or she is going to be better than Donald Trump. But he has some very strict rules. He's done some things that are quite questionable to the country. He hasn't done anything to affect me, so I can't really say too much on it. But, it's like saying, are you a supporter of Donald Trump? Is like saying, in football terms, are you a supporter of Real Madrid? I don't support Real Madrid, but I don't have any reason not to support Real Madrid, because they're not my country. They're not in my football league, and Donald Trump isn't the ruler of my country. Yes, I'm pretty sure he said a couple of weeks ago, if he doesn't get an invite to the Royal Reading, he's not going to do a trade deal with us. Well, I'm not sure how much truth is to that. I'm not sure if he's having a laugh. If he is having a laugh, then not very funny. If he isn't, then how pathetic. Moving on to the next one then, is Labour or Conservative? Well, I'm 18 years old, and I've only been old enough to vote in last year's general election. And I did not vote for Labour. I did vote for Conservative, not because I don't agree with what Labour have done, and not because I'm letting anyone else change my views. I have my own views. I'm 18, I can look at myself. I look at what Labour has done to the country, why the mess we're in for 10 years, why we're in this mess, and then look at Conservatives have done to do that. For me right now, they're not really affecting me too much. Okay, so I went with the last general election. I'll put my hands up and say I did vote for the Conservatives, not because we're a rich family, because we're anything but a rich family. The only reason I voted for Conservative in the last general election was because it's easier to keep the government we had now to get us through the Brexit, rather than go for a Labour approach, who have completely different methods and weren't a huge believer in it anyway. I mean, at least some of the Conservative Party were a believer in it. Labour were very strictly against Brexit, and that is going to be a big thing for this country. So I did just vote for the same party. Again, I didn't really have too much to say. I didn't want to waste a vote. A wasted vote for me, people would say it's not a wasted vote. Well, in this area, the area I live in, is very highly dominated by Conservatives. So it wouldn't really matter if I was to vote the UK Independence Party, the Green, or the Tory, or not Tories, Lib Dems, or Labour, because Conservatives would still get in, because I live in a very rich part. I live in a very rich constitution. So even in the local election and the general election, the area I'm represented by has been Conservative since the 70s, I believe. So that's why I kind of just voted a bit. So I'm like, well, it's not going to directly affect me too much right now, so I'll vote for that. Another 4 years comes around, who knows who I'm going to vote for. But the last question on Sarah Ad then, guys, is Family Guy or American Dad? 100% Family Guy, love Family Guy. Family Guy and American Dad always used to be on late on BBC Three most nights. I used to watch them when we used to go on holiday, because as anyone who knows, we as a family don't holiday abroad. We always go to this country, and they'd be going to bed at like 11:30, 12. I'd stay up, watch a bit of Family Guy, or you'd come home from the clubhouse at like 11. My dad would go to bed because he's tired. My mum would go to bed because she has to. My brother would like to stay up to watch it, but he's not allowed. So I'd watch it at like one volume and have the subtitles on. American Dad's funny, but Family Guy just has that edge. The characters are a bit better. So yeah, I'm a family type of guy. Okay then, so we have 3 more questions now, or 4 more questions. These come from Snapchat. Starting off with the first one, who's your favourite Man United player? Oh, it's a tricky one. Up until last year, my favourite Man United player, I've been following Manchester United properly, like watching games, since about 2011. Okay, so I only came in at the end of the Ferguson era. A lot of you say, Glory Hunter, Glory Hunter. No, my granddad, from my mum's side, did spot Manchester United. He didn't live down here. He was actually living up near, where is it? I can't remember, but up in the north somewhere. A lot more northern than we are. A lot more closer to Manchester than we are. And he did go and see a couple of Manchester United games. I've been to the stadium, never seen a game, but I have had an exclusive tour of the stadium, which a lot of fans haven't. So I have that over some people. Favourite Manchester United player up until last year would have been Wayne Rooney. Not because of what he does on the pitch, just because of his legacy as a Manchester United player and a legacy as an England player. Top-time goal scorer, all-time top goal scorer for England, for club and country, is a pretty good achievement. Okay, and I think a lot of people didn't give him enough respect for who he was. Okay, he was a very good England player. And we have another good very England player who's coming up in Harry Kane. And a lot of people don't give him enough respect because of the team he plays for. And at the end of the day, it's not about the team they play for, it's the quality of the player. Okay? You don't see Manchester United fans getting salty at Ronaldo because he's playing for Real Madrid, because he's that quality. He belongs to be at Real Madrid. Manchester United domestically, with trophies, are the biggest club in England. And probably will be, people, they go to the clubs that have a lot of money. Manchester United has a lot of money, but, the players that have been to City Manchester City doesn't really have a great history in the last 15, 20 years. Okay, their history started in about when they had that takeover in about 2008, and that's when the players started joining for the money, because the Arabs can give them the money. I mean, for God's sake, Robinho had to Google who Manchester City was before he joined the club. But my favourite Manchester United player this season, I mean, it's a big decision. I love Valencia, I love De Gea, I love Pogba, I love Rashford, I love Martial, I love Lukaku. But I'd say my favourite player to watch on the pitch, my favourite player for this season, would probably have to be the most valuable player. Actually, no, it's a toss-up between two. It's either David De Gea or Paul Pogba. Seeing as Paul Pogba is the only one of them two that actually plays outfield, I'll go with Paul Pogba, not because he's the most expensive player at the club, because when he's in the team, he makes it tick. When he isn't, the team's like a clock going backwards. Okay, we go backwards. With Paul Pogba, the clock starts to tick again. So that is why I would say Paul Pogba is my favourite Manchester United player. Next question is, what is your opinion on Brexit? Not really for me to say, really, is it? You know, whether I was with it or against it, we're out and we have to deal with it. For the longevity of the country, it probably will be a good thing. But for the short term, it will be a push, will be a stretch, it will be tight. With money and stuff, and I'm hoping we can get the trade deals we can. A lot of young people would be upset because they don't have the stability from Europe. They don't have the ability to travel across European Union countries without a passport or being checked, which is a bit of a bummer, but again, you live with it. Other countries to handle, we're not being in the EU, other very successful European countries. We weren't in the EU, but it's not like as soon as the EU was created, we were in it. We've joined. We weren't in it, we joined, now we're leaving it. So, nothing really much we can do about that. Next question is, do you watch Big Brother? If so, your opinion on Anne Widdecombe. It's interesting fact, I don't watch Big Brother. I don't really watch many reality TV shows like that, with like real people on them that I don't actually know, that celebrities. You know, or just them kind of shows where it's like the public votes for someone. You know, I don't really watch many of them shows. I used to watch Big Brother, but I don't anymore. You know, Big Brother is kind of seen its day. I don't really watch it. You know, I did see Anne Widdecombe on Strictly Come Dancing. You know, doesn't really seem like she's too much of a hassle to me. But you know, if talking of reality TV shows, I mean, I used to watch The X Factor, don't really watch that now, I think that's had its day. Used to watch The Voice, don't watch that now, I think that's had its day. I watched The Jungle, I do watch that. I don't watch Dancing on Ice, I don't watch Love Island. No, I do watch Dancing on Ice, I don't watch Love Island, I don't... And I think the only two panel shows that are actually, like, people have to vote for who they want to stay, who they want to go. The only two I watch is Dancing on Ice and The Jungle. That's it. But moving on to the last question then, it is, do you prefer Apple or Android? Now this is a very, very interesting topic, because in this house we are predominantly dominated by Android. My phone is Android, my tablet is Android. I had another Android tablet as well that's broke. My mum, she's got a work iPhone, but she didn't buy that. Her actual personal phone is Android. Her tablet is Android. My dad, his phone is Android. My brother, his tablet is Android. His phone is Android. And all in all, I'd say I probably prefer Android. Now, all of you Apple people out there, I don't have really anything against Apple. I'm sure the products are worth. But for me, the iOS operating system, I don't really like it. You know, I don't really like it on their computers. Don't really like Macs too often. Don't really like their phone. Don't really like an iPad either. I mean, it doesn't really appeal to me. The price is very much escalated because of that Apple on the back. You know, the iOS is only Apple. You see, people say Apple or Android. Android is an operating system. Apple is a manufacturer of product. You know, it's like saying Apple or Samsung. The actual answer is, the actual question would be, do you prefer Android or iOS? If we're talking about the operating systems, Android is very easy to use. As someone who uses a lot of Google Drive, very easy to link to your phone, easy to cast to YouTube from it, it's easy to do other things from it, it's easy to link your email to it, it's very easy. If you're talking about actual products, so say HTC versus Apple, I don't like Apple products for the one reason, I think they're overpriced for what they're worth. The only two Apple products we have in the house are two iPods. I have an iPod, my mum has an iPod, and the only reason I go and buy another iPod is because basically Android don't have a version of an iPod that I can use as a music player. And would I ever go and get another one? No, because that one does its job, it holds a lot of music on there. I have a 64GB SD card in my phone, so I can hold music on that, but it's a pretty old phone, so I don't really hold too much music on it, just a few tracks. But Android is basically free to use software. I mean, you can run a computer off Android for free. You can't buy iOS for free, and I think that Apple products are overpriced because, I mean, look at their new iPhone. The iPhone X was going to cost you £1,000 to buy it straight, when the latest like HTC or the latest Samsung phone or the latest LG phone, I mean, Samsung are kind of getting that way. I think their latest one was 800, but the other ones are still at £500-600 for a phone, which is for good enough money on contract as well, which is good. But it does very much vary on personal preference. I mean, if you've grown up using Apple products, then you use Apple products. If you've grown up using Android-based products, then you'll probably go ahead and use Android-based products because you know the way they work. You know, if your mum and dad have always been a fan of having iPhones, then they'll probably buy you an iPhone and you'll be an iPhone fan, and you'll start slating the whole Android versus iOS war is completely irrelevant. It is personal preference. None is better than the other. Everything has its pros, everything has its cons. It's like comparing a Vauxhall to an Opel. Two very similar products, but one has a different name, one has the other. Two phones basically do the same thing. They text, you can download apps. There's a fair few things that, I don't know, maybe some things do and some things don't. That's the whole thing in life. It's like comparing one human to the other. Both humans basically do the same thing. They live, they breathe, they talk, they walk in most circumstances. But they both have different characteristics. It's basically the same with Android versus iOS, which is my verdict. But my vote would always go for Android. But that is where we are going to leave this one then, guys. If you did enjoy this Q&A, remember to drop a like. That is the end of the questions. Shout out to everyone who did leave questions for me. The next Q&A will be coming out next month. I'll put another video up on the channel like I did to this one a week before. Actually, no, there is another question. There was 2 more questions, wasn't there? They're on my YouTube channel on the thing. So let's not leave yet. Let's not outro yet. Another question that was asked was, have I heard of Five Nights at Freddy's? I have heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, and surprisingly enough, there was the 4 main games, 1, 2, 3, 4. I completed 1, completed 2, completed 3. Number 4, I was playing on this. I was on holiday. I can't remember what holiday it was. A couple of years ago, got to 2nd level, peeked round the door, something jumped out, threw it halfway across the room, broke the tablet. Boom. Hit the wall, cracked, dead, didn't do anything. Another one was, do you do any giveaways? I remember that one. Do I do any giveaways? No. If I had the money, still no. Only reason being, the giveaways is something you want a lot of people to have a chance for. Say I was to give away £40 worth of Xbox voucher or something, if I had the £40 available, which I really don't. But say I had a £10 gift card or a £10 Amazon gift card and I said, I'll give it away. Number 1, I got to post it, or I got to give you the code. Number 2, not enough people watch the channel. Honestly, like, it'd have to be, I don't know how I'd do it. You know, you can't just pick someone at random and say, oh, here's that. You know, you can't really do that. I'd have to look up how to do it. I think you can do it using Gleam, but I don't see many people doing that. So giveaways, maybe we'll do one if we can hit, when we hit 1,000 subs, the day we hit 1,000, I'll do a giveaway. The day we hit 500k, no, the day we hit 1,000, I'll do a giveaway. We hit 10,000, I'll do a giveaway. We hit 50,000 subscribers, this is, I'll do another giveaway. 100,000 subscribers, I'll do another giveaway. I'll do one for 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, a million. Then I'll give one away at 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil, 6 mil, 7 mil, 8 mil, 9 mil, 10 mil. And I might do one at Christmas sometimes as well. But until we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm not thinking anywhere about giveaways, okay? No giveaways yet. But I believe now that is the end. Actually, no, someone did ask me on a Twitch stream once, do you buy FIFA points? When the FIFA video comes out, which could be early tomorrow or late to 8:30 today, depending on how much time. What's the time right now? It's 8:23, so possibly not. It might be out tomorrow because I've got an interview to go to later on today. So in the time I'd usually be recording and editing that, I'm actually probably going to be in the interview room having an interview. And then I got to walk home and I got to walk down, which is going to take me about 40 minutes to walk down, 40 minutes to walk back. So it could be a pretty laborious day, but it's in the day right now and it's pretty chill. You know, I haven't really got much time. It's getting pretty late on. I've still got to have lunch. I've still got to get ready, do some interview prep, and then I'll be ready to go, leave, and do that. But I want to try and get this video up before I leave the house and get it ready so it goes up for you guys earlier on in the day today. But that is where we are going to leave it then for the questions. If you do enjoy, remember to drop a like for some more Q&A Monday / Sunday / just Q&As in general. If you would like to see a monthly Q&A, make sure you are smashing that like button. Drop a comment down below. What can I ask you in relation to the question? I know, iOS or Android? Do you prefer iOS? Do you prefer Android? There's also going to be a poll in the top right. So if you do want to go and have a vote on that, then please do. If you are new around here and you haven't yet subscribed, then please do subscribe. You know, my videos will come through on your sub box. I don't think that they'll... The only reason they might not come through is because there's some of them might be getting demonetized. But, I mean, we're not getting monetized soon anyway, so, I mean, they should all come through regardless after, what is it, the 20th of February, I think it is now. But if you are not seeing them in your sub box, then there is only one way to fix that. Next to that subscribe button on your page, there'll be a little bell. Hit the bell, you'll get notifications through to your phone, through to your tablet, through to your iPod, through to your PC, whatever you want to do, it'll come through your emails and it'll pop up in your notifications that I've uploaded, so you won't ever miss an upload. And also, if you did enjoy this Q&A, and there's a question in here or a funny thing that you want to give to someone, you want to share to someone, feel free to share the video. That is all you have to do to show support. The chance support on the channel has been amazing the last couple of weeks, especially with the new FIFA series. Changing the series has really helped with subs and views, so thank you guys all so much for watching the videos. Hopefully I still make them as entertaining as possible. As I said, the pack opening is coming. Then we'll get ready for, or get started on, you know, actually starting the Trading to Glory. So doing a bit of trading, then playing a couple of games, doing a bit of trading, a couple of games, just like that. So it should be pretty good. But that is where we are going to leave this one then, guys. If you did enjoy, remember to drop a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.